I'm not afraid to show my wounds, because we all have them. That's what we have in common. And I think what I've been thinking about a lot lately is balance. In order for a flower to survive in storm and sun. And so what I've been learning to do is embrace not just the sun, but the storms as well. And I think that's really what the conscience is. It's sort of having to acknowledge the good parts of us and the bad, but also realizing they're both kind of the same. So with that, thank you for seeing me. Thank y'all for honoring me. And thank y'all for listening to me. And thank y'all for this beautiful award. I will cherish it for the rest of my life.
Thank you.
I'm not the first Black woman to write a phenomenal episode of television that's a half hour. The timing, it was aligned for me to walk through that door, but I don't get there without all these amazing, hilarious, smart Black women who I learned from, clearly, watched, studied, and so that moment is shared. And also I shared that moment with my LGBTQIA+ community because of what that episode was about. So I had to share it with multiple communities. And I think that is what makes me so proud, is that I'm a person that lives in the intersection and is successful because of that intersectionality.
How do you keep going in a town that doesn't embrace, or is like, I don't know if we want to get behind Queen and Sin, for example, like Universal, but take us through that journey.
Well, if you think about it, like, I'm a gay girl that wrote Queen and Slim, not Queen and Queen. And I think that's the thing about queer love, that this idea that is more noble, or that is, should be sanctified in some way. And it's like, it is just as fragile. It is just as painful and complicated. And sometimes even more so, because we don't have examples to look at. So we are, walking through a forest with no map. And oftentimes criticizing each other of how we walk through the forest, while also facing criticism from those that are in our community about how we walk through the forest. And then trying to be in love, which is literally the most difficult thing I've ever approached. And I realized that as I've grown up, really, that's also part of my legacy. I think I can get caught up in like movies, the TV, whatever I'm doing, or in the art, but how I show up in my house, how I show up as a partner, is something that I'm working on as much as I work on how much I show up as a writer. I want to make something that makes somebody feel like, oh shit, okay, yeah, that's life right there. So that's the thing. There's just more pressure on you to get it right and to do it well all the time. And so I think for me, it's just about like, I'm gonna do the best I can. I'm gonna try to get the ball in the hoop, and just sort of go from there.